أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you all? How has your Ramadan been? I hope this Ramadan has been an awesome Ramadan with your family, especially now we are in the circuit breaker. And do you realize that we just have a few more days left in Ramadan? And in these few days that we have in Ramadan, we tend to be so, our mind tends to be so cluttered and so focused on how to make most of the last day of Ramadan, okay, and the last nights of Ramadan, and how do we actually celebrate Eid, especially this year Eid, this year Hari Raya is going to be far different than any of the previous Hari Rayas that we have, that we forgot to focus on one aspect. That aspect is how to prepare ourselves, how to make sure we have built this strong defense system in ourselves before Shawwal enters in our life, before the beginning of Shawwal. What do I mean by before beginning of Shawwal? Now, when we enter into Ramadan, we know that, okay, in the hadith, Rasulullah SAW says that the Shaitan will be locked, will be locked up. So in Ramadan, we find that, there are things that is easier for us to do. There are bad habits that is easier for us to not do in Ramadan, as in, our enemies are not here to actually, deviate us or whisper to us things. It's actually easy, it's manageable to do more ibadah, more sunnah prayers, more zikir in Ramadan, But after Ramadan, our enemies, that the moment Ramadan ends and the moment Shawwal starts, Shaitan is just going to be let loose, and we will be surrounded by our enemies again. Now that's the whole purpose of Ramadan. That one whole month of Ramadan is actually, it's for us to train ourselves, it's for us to build our defense system, for us to train ourselves. It's a training ground, so that the next 11 months, we are able to face our enemies, and we know how to deal with our enemies. Before you enter into any battles, you have to know what are the strategies that our enemies are going to take. What are the ways that they are going to, attack us? What are the ways that, so that we are aware, and we have, the most important thing is that we come prepared. When our enemies are let loose, we are like, I'm prepared to face you. I know what you are up to, okay, and I'm going to make sure I'm focused in this, battling these strategies that you have. My kids was watching, they were watching Agent Ali. If you have kids, you might know Agent Ali. It's a Malaysian cartoon. So this Agent Ali, he has this iris, a kind of lens where, he can, through this lens, he can see the enemy, what the enemy is going to take. So what strategies or what kick or punches or whatever things that the enemies want to do to him, he can actually see it from the lens before the enemy did it to him. So that allow him to prepare his next step. How he have to duck, or he have to do these things so that he won't get that punch, or he won't get that kick, or he don't have to take this way. Now, while watching it with my kids, I realized that it's the same for us. We should know our strategies. Ramadan is that lens. Ramadan is telling us, clearing our lens, and telling us that Shaitan have this kind of strategies to actually deviate us from the truth. Okay, so we have to be aware of these plans. Okay, this Ramadan is all about us knowing refreshing ourselves and knowing what Shaitan's strategy is to attack us, and we come out of Ramadan being stronger. We come out of Ramadan, our defense system is stronger because we are facing the enemies for the next 11 months. So inshallah, there are many ways that that Shaitan have to the strategies and the methods of Shaitan to actually deviate us from the truth. But I'm going to highlight two of the things that right now, inshallah. The first one is making evil seems appealing. Now, we all know the story that when Shaitan, when he was being chased out, when he was being chased out from paradise. Now, what happened was the Shaitan or Iblis said that because you have put me in error. He talked to Allah and he said, because you have put me in error, I will surely make disobedience attractive to humankind. So that is Shaitan's kind of promise, like, because you say I'm wrong, in just layman language, because you say I'm wrong, I'm going to make sure that I beautify things for people. I'm going to make sure that thing is actually not good, but I'm going to make sure that humans does it, or human do it, because it seems attractive to them. And I will mislead them all. And because it seems attractive, people will do it, not knowing that actually it's not good. Alright? Now, let's think about it. What are the things that seem attractive to us that Shaitan might, make it attractive, but actually it's not good? Look at zina, for example. Look at just adultery, or just or maybe in fact in marriage itself. I have questions. Sometimes ladies coming to me and said that I do not know, but I don't have feelings for my husband, but I have feelings for another man. That the emotions and the feelings that I have for that man is really, I think that is love. But for my husband, it kind of died down. You know why? Shaitan is always telling us that sin, it beautifies it so much that we think that's it. That is the one that I was looking for. And when we look at our halal husband, who is halal, the halal relationship, we look at it as it's boring, it's not exciting. We look at our husbands with a lot of flaws, and when we look at another man, and Shaitan makes it exciting for us. Shaitan makes it like as if that is love, that is what you want, and by right, if you really think about it, is that a good thing? It's but at that moment, a lot of us, when we are at that moment when Shaitan deceives us, we look at it as something exciting, something that I want, something that this is what I want, this is what I need, alright? But after we've done that mistake, what happened? For example, done that zina, or done, or do something bad, what happened is regret comes after it. Regret comes after it, and you're like, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? How come I did that? What was I thinking? If it was my daughter, I wouldn't want my daughter to do it. But what was I thinking until I can do that? Why? Because at that moment, that thing seems like, exciting for us. That is life for us. That is enjoyment for us. That is what Shaitan wants. It makes evil seem so appealing. It makes evil seem that is the thing that you are supposed to strive for. That is the thing that you're supposed to cry for if you don't get it. So go towards it. It's not Allah. That's what Shaitan wants. And that is what Shaitan has promised Allah, that I'm going to mislead them all, and I'm going to make wrong things seem attractive to them. So ask ourselves, have we been doing something's wrong that maybe we find it attractive, but in this Ramadan, ponder on it, look at it, is it really, really worth it to do that thing? Is it really worth it, to do something which I've been doing for the past 11 months? This Ramadan, I tried not to do it, and then the next 11 months, am I going to go back doing it? Things like, pornography, which is rampant nowadays. We might be married, we might be, in a halal relationship, but, just behind, now we have our smartphones. Pornography is something like, I receive questions about it a lot of times, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it for us, to listen to Shaitan? At that moment, just to watch something, it's so exciting. It's something that you want, your nafs. This Ramadan is to train your nafs and telling you that it's not worth it. It's not worth it because Shaitan just make it appealing for you. At that moment, that looks appealing. But think about it. Stop and just give yourself a moment. That is Shaitan. That is your enemy right there. And that enemy doesn't want any good for you. That enemy just want to drag you to nar. That enemy just doesn't want to be alone in hellfire, and so he wants you to be with him. So think about it. It's nothing good there. There's really, really nothing good in that. Okay? So that's one of the way making evil seems appealing for us. Now, one beautiful thing is that in that same ayah, Shaitan actually said to Allah that, accept among them your chosen servants. Illa ibadaka minhumul mukhlasin. Now I am able to delude, or I'm able to deviate all these people, alright, to entice them with sins, except for some of your slaves, except for your slaves who are mukhlasin. Let's just take an easy word from mukhlasin, something that you and I know, which is ikhlas. Now, what does ikhlas means? We all know ikhlas means what? Ikhlas means you do it for Allah. You don't do it for other people. You go back to Allah. Remind yourself that you're doing it for Allah. Now, this is such a beautiful thing. You know, in Ramadan, tell ourselves, why are you not watching pornography? Why are you not doing things that is wrong in Ramadan? Why? Because you are doing it for Allah. You are fasting for Allah. You're not taking in something halal. The food is halal. The thing is halal. There's nasi lemak. There's food that is halal in front of you, but you're not eating it. Why? Because you are thinking it that you are fasting because of Allah. This is ikhlas. You are doing it for Allah. Ikhlas forces us to think that all of what we are doing is for Allah. It's not for Shaitan. If it's other than Allah, like if you are doing that bad thing and you can't say Bismillah, you can't watch pornography watching Bismillah, you can't just sleep with other men saying Bismillah, you can't sleep with other women watching Bismillah, you cannot do that thing, and you cannot say Bismillah, you cannot say that you do it for Allah, then there's something wrong with the ikhlas. Okay, so this is a kind of, how to gauge whether we are doing something wrong or something right. If you can't say Bismillah, you can't say that you're doing it for Allah, that means you are not ikhlas doing it for Allah, then there's probably that thing is not a good thing to do. So the first one is making evil seems appealing. And we know, Shaitan actually says in the Quran, Allah says, فَدَلَّهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. Shaitan actually, how Shaitan, our Adam alayhi salam and Sayyidatuna Hawa, how Shaitan actually make them closer to the tree. فَدَلَّهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ, dallun, deception, gurur is deception. How did Shaitan deceive them? Shaitan, dalla actually comes from the word dalwun in Arabic, which means baldi, or a pail. When those primitive hunters, they put some food inside the pail, and then they tie a rope to it, and then they put the pail out there, and then an animal comes, and then they slowly pull the rope nearer. So when that animal was not aware that he's actually nearer and nearer to the hunter, and when the animal is near enough, then the hunter will capture it. So this is the word that is used, that Shaitan sometimes he wants, not sometimes, all the times, he wants us to do something. He made it look like as if it's not really a big deal. We are not doing a big sin. It's just that, for example, just say a basic example, Salah. It's not a big deal. It's not that I'm not praying. I'm praying, but I just want to qada it, because I just don't have time. It's not a big deal, but I don't, just jama it, that kind of thing. So we kind of compromise. Shaitan will tell us to compromise our our obligations towards Allah. So I'll compromise a bit. Just I know I don't have wudu, but I have my makeup on, and it's just compromise a bit. Allah understands. It's okay. I don't have to take on wudu, and I just pray just to show others that I'm praying. Get what I mean? Or something that you put on your face, and that it affects your wudu, but then it's like, it's okay. Don't listen to people. Don't be so we are modern. Allah understands. It's just something, just extension, eyelash extension maybe, or eyebrow embroidery, or that kind of thing, where Shaitan tell us it's just that, it's just a little bit. It's just a little bit of your eyelash. Don't make a big fuss out of it. Compromise that thing. So Shaitan will make that a way to tell us that just do it. It's okay. Allah understands. But by right, He's actually just the moment you just compromise a little bit of thing, you compromise your whole wudu, and you compromising on your whole wudu means you compromise on your salah. And when you compromise on your salah, can you imagine all your life actually you prayed with that, your salah is not accepted, and the first thing that is you are accounted for when after we passed away is our salah. If our salah is good, the rest will be good, and if our salah is not good, the rest will not be good. And that is the pillar of Islam, that is the pillar of our religion. And Shaitan just attack it with just one thing, that we just compromise a little bit, but actually that compromise that we make actually compromise the whole big thing. Alright, the second method of Shaitan is attacking human weakness. We have weaknesses, all of us. We have things like anger, how we react on anger. So Shaitan knows, that okay, let's harp on the anger. Let's talk about anger. How anger, Shaitan will whisper to us, and then we get angry about things, and then instead of settling things in a harmonious way, what happened is Shaitan make it feel like she's the bad one or he's the bad one, and then make it Shaitan just make the spouse angry, says the talaq. There's a lot of question that people ask me. My husband said the talaq, said the divorce, but when he said it, he was angry, and I was like, nobody says it when they are not angry. Everyone says it when they are angry. So what caused that anger? That anger, and then my husband regretted saying that he's not supposed to say that. What actually made you angry? Shaitan. Shaitan's very angry. Shaitan's very happy, when husband and wife are fighting. Shaitan's very happy when we just get angry over trivial stuff. Just anger. Shaitan's very happy with this anger. Just harp on our anger and just make you angry over small thing. Why did he put the towel on the bed? Why do you do that? Why do you think you do everything? I'm the one who's taking care of the kids. You didn't take care of the kids. Just small thing and just spark. Just that spark and everything becomes big. Everything becomes big. And then divorces happen. Divorces happen in a bad way, as in the silaturahim was broken in a bad way, and just because of one small thing, and then children are affected. A lot of families are have enmity among them. All these things are sparked by one small thing, which Shaitan make it look like, whoa, that's a big deal, and I can't live with you anymore. Okay, or maybe greediness, or miserliness. Shaitan make it look like as if the $10 that you want to give to the mosque, or that $10 you want to give to someone who needs it, or you want to do your zakat fitrah, or you want to do your zakat mal, it becomes a big deal to you. That $10 seems a lot to you. But that, like for example, that $100 that you want to buy an abaya, or that $100 that you just want to have a good meal to fill your tummy, it's worth it. Shaitan can make us that. We are greedy for things that is for us, but when it's for other people, Shaitan make it look like it's a lot. Do not give. $10 is a lot. Please do not give. And put doubts in us. What if he or she is faking it? So don't give to them. Then Shaitan put in us vanity. Wanting to beautify ourselves to be praised. Shaitan can make us the weaknesses that Shaitan knows that human being, we love to be praised, we love to look beautiful, and so but Shaitan make it look like that's everything for us. That means we look for praise, we look for fame, we look for people to tell us how beautiful we are, we look for people's acknowledgement, we look for followers, we look for people to just focus on how we look. Shaitan make it look like as if the most important thing is how we dressed up, and not how we behave, and not how we think, and not how we talk. And this is all the deception of Shaitan, attacking our human weakness. Okay, and so there are many other strategies that Shaitan take. Like for example, I told you the first one was making evil seems appealing, attacking human weaknesses, using a gradual approach. Like what I say is gradually. You don't feel like you do it. People who do zina, they was like, oh, astaghfirullah azim, how did I did that? I'm not sure. It's not like if someone come to your door, come let's zina. No, it's a gradual approach, and at the end of the day when you do it, I was like, I have no idea how come I landed here. Okay, so these next few days of Ramadan, let's sit down and just think about it. What are our bad habits? And list it down. These are my bad habits. Okay, before Shaitan comes out, I need to make sure my defense system is strong. Okay, I need to make sure that I do not do these sins again after Ramadan. If not, the whole point, the whole purpose, the whole Qiyamul Layl, the whole Tarawih is gonna go down the ways. The whole purpose of standing up and praying to Allah, the whole purpose of doing Tarawih, the whole purpose of fasting is to build this defense system for us. So I pray that inshallah Allah give us the courage to change our bad habits. Allah give us the wisdom to see what is right and what is wrong, and actually to choose the path, to choose the correct path in our life, and to make the change this Ramadan and after Ramadan inshallah. And I pray that Allah give us that courage to build our defense system against our enemy, which is Shaitan, inshallah. Okay, may this Ramadan be a better Ramadan and the best Ramadan, better Ramadan than our previous Ramadan, inshallah. And may inshallah when Shawwal comes, all of us, we are prepared with our defense system, and may Allah preserve our defense system, and may Allah remind us inshallah until next Ramadan inshallah. Thank you very much for being with me inshallah. Till next time, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.